Hi, welcome to Async. This is Joshua, and this is a back and forth conversation between me and Sadia. I am really enjoying the fall weather. The trees are just dropping their leaves, they're changing into brilliant different colors. And yeah, I'm looking forward to a run this afternoon and been able to get out and run quite a bit the last couple of evenings. It's been great. I'm recording inside because we have a street sweeper coming through and it takes a little while to get up and down the road. So I figured I'd just start recording and by the fireplace, which is currently turned off. All right, a couple of things, a little bit of follow up with Instagram. We could figure out something to. Well, I don't know how to. This is inside baseball, so to speak, but we could figure out something where you don't have to use Instagram. I've kind of broken myself of the Instagram habit by not following anyone except my wife, which I've mentioned, and also not using the Explore tab or using the Home tab. I just go in and go right back out. And that kind of gets into the topic of infinity wells, which I don't think we talked about on Async, probably on Ultra Pro Max, the previous one, where I, hold on a sec, there we go. Cal Newport in Deep Work talks about infinity wells. Anything that you can just scroll forever and consume new content, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Twitter, Facebook, Reddit. These are all different infinity wells, and I have varying degrees of success with reducing my dependency on them. And for the most part, I've avoided the video and text, video and photo ones, but the text ones I still like going to every day. And I think that's where Instagram is probably one of the strongest and most compelling, along with TikTok, and why I've avoided them for my own personal productivity reasons. I think there can be great stuff on there, but I also don't like, I have enough things already that I want to work on. Um, yeah, we'll follow up on the going public. I think we've got enough rhythm here. We can make something happen with this. And for those following, like Sadik and I do talk, but we primarily use async voice messaging and texting. We call occasionally, but not too often. So this is our way of checking in also. And it's kind of a, yeah, fun back and forth for those just kind of listening in. I I wonder if for you, the act of creating something and coding and designing is different than it is for me. I find joy in the process. I find joy in the outcome, but I also find myself wanting to um, have something else going on in my brain while I'm doing it, which is why I like listening to audiobooks. I'm really curious for you. What's your brain thinking when you're building something? I know when you're coding, because I remember in my coding days, I couldn't listen to anything other than specific music. But if you're thinking and designing, I don't know. I wonder uh, how other creatives work when they're building things and thinking. Maybe it's just because I've been doing it for so long. When I see a pattern, I just kind of get in and I want to listen to a book in the background. But that's neither here nor there. I love using Mobbin uh, to just look at dozens and hundreds of other apps, design patterns, user patterns. And when I'm wondering, are we going to use a radio button here or a drop down, just for instance, I will go look and see how other popular apps of all kinds of different verticals have done it. I just highly recommend that. I, I've struggled with this in the past. I really want to get into front end coding for my app designs, but maybe it's my time limitations. The fact that I've been there a bunch before. I used to code back in the day, HTML and CSS, when it was much simpler. And now you have all these frameworks, all these local installations, dependencies, Docker. And to me, it's just overwhelming each time I get in. And I just want to move stuff around and see how it feels, which is why I kind of still resort to Figma. And I would love a world where I could go from sketch straight into code. And I say sketching, like sketching ideas on by hand, go straight into code. But I'm not quite there right now. And I think in your brain, you're able to do that. That's why it makes a lot of sense, right? Just leave the design program out of it entirely. And there's some days like I use Figma a lot and I wish I didn't need to. I wish I could just see my ideas live in an emulator and see how they feel. Um, Going 4 days without a phone, I haven't done that in a while. So I think that's really cool. I think that's a fun way to kind of reacquaint yourself with who you are. This past Saturday, we were hanging out with friends, and I basically didn't need to use my phone most of the day, and it was delightful. Like that was being with my family and some friends. That was just a wonderful way to spend the day. And I want more of that because that's real connection, real community. Um, we both like we're doing this podcast, our friendship. We've only met each other once in person. Like there's a lot that I get out of having a phone and having the internet, and I love all that. But there are times where, what is it, Craig? No, or, it's not Craig Mott. It's another author that I shoot. It's going to come to me after I say this. But anyway, he has a description of you can be local or you can be international. It's hard to be both. So you can be really focused on people around you, or you can be really focused on a community of people all around the world. And I do try to straddle both. I enjoy that. Um, I have looked at the light phone as a dumb phone for years. I've been really intrigued by that. I have thought about it. I understand what you're wrestling with, and part of me wants to go back to a flip phone, but then I remember Google Maps or weather or Apple Notes or my to do list or my calendar. And it's almost like I wish I could have those without the infinity wells. And I haven't quite figured that out yet. Oh, I've been looking at the Books Palma. It's a small e reader the size of a phone. And it's pretty expensive, so I haven't picked it up yet. But I've been very curious if that would be a habit changer for me to have in my pocket, this little e-reader that I pull out and read books. So currently, I have my old iPhone from before upgrading, and I've been carrying it around in my pocket with Kindle on it, and I also use it as a testing device. But and I'm trying to see if that would encourage me to read more. Where I pull it out of my pocket, I kind of get that fix of like opening this thing up and pull it to Kindle. It hasn't been going super well, but I've been curious. I'm always trying to figure out ways to break these habits. And that's part of why I love audiobooks and podcasts because it allows me to still be, this really sounds like I'm an addict. I'm not denying it. Allows me to be connected to my phone, but be listening while I'm engaged in other things, while washing dishes, going on a walk, going on a run, working. And I don't know, I like the connections. I think back to maybe it was better when I was younger and I didn't have this, but I like it now. It's really fun to just hear stories and consume content. So that's my take on all of it. Um, I have a small update. I've been making some progress in the app that I've been playing with, this geography app. And I've been trying to figure out this is again where I wish I had it in code right away. And, that's something we're working on together. So at some point, I'm sure you'll look at that. But I'm wondering, like, it would be really nice to just prove out my concept because I get the design prototype and I wonder what's next. Do I show it to some users? Do I show it to you? Do I show it to other friends? Do I take it into code? What do I do to take it further along? Because there's more that needs to be done, right? It's just the start of an idea, but I want to validate that idea in some way. And that's kind of what I've been sitting on the last couple of days. I've made some progress that I'm really happy with, but trying to figure out where to go next with it. So I'm curious your thoughts. I know for you, you would just jump right into code. And maybe that's the answer. Maybe this is my prompt to you to go into code, but I know you already did with the previous version. So maybe it's not far enough along to want to do it with this version. Maybe that's where I need to go back to just show it to some users and see what they think. That's what I've got for now. I have no idea how long I've been talking. Have a great day.